Argentina has made the 2026 World Cup problematic. This form of La Celeste is not only powerful but also terrifyingly inevitable, making it a crisis that no country wants to face again. Since Lionel Scaloni took over in that quiet friendly match against Guatemala and Los Angeles 8 years ago, Argentina has developed into the most effective winning machine in decades of international football. Just their figures seem unbelievable. 92 games, 65 victories, just 9 losses, and a goal total that makes even the biggest teams in Europe seem insignificant. The statistic that best captures their essence follows. A 36-match winning streak is the longest in Argentina's history and is only 1 game short of the global record. However, figures don't provide a complete picture. In actuality, Scaloni transformed Argentina into a culture, a way of thinking, and a footballing nation with the singular goal of becoming the best international team in history. Yes, you heard that right, of all times. The fact that they might actually do it is the most terrifying aspect, because Argentina hasn't just been winning since 2021, they've been accumulating trophies like a ruling empire. Copa America 2021, final in 2022. America 2024 World Cup 2022. They are currently aiming for a historic double in 2026, something that no team has ever accomplished. 2 consecutive Copa Americas and 2 World Cup. The greatest football player in history is still in charge of all of this. Messi, Lionel Andres, the same Messi who once bore the burden of losing 4 straight championship games. With each game he plays, he is now reborn, reclaimed, and changing the course of football history. Here's the twist, though. Messi is traveling to the World Cup with an outstanding squad. This Argentina has the strength of Divo Martinez, the rage of Guy Romero, the heartbeat of Depal, the intelligence of Maulister, the finishing touch of Del Taro, and the control of Enzo Fernandez. And a terrifying new generation emerges behind them. Yael Almada, Tanko Mastanto, Juliano Simeone, Nico Paz, and other players designed to prolong the dynasty long after Messi departs from the stage. This isn't sentimentality. Evolution is what this is. This dance is not the last one. This country is getting ready to rule a new era. And because the route has already been determined, Argentina will have another issue in the 2026 World Cup. The Double Cup America winners, the world champions, enter the group stage with a single message. History is ready. Jordan, Algeria, and Austria are obstacles. However, they are aware of what everyone is aware of. They are up against fate rather than a squad. Messi and Scaloni wrote the destiny, a fate that could potentially alter what it means to be great in international football. In the history of men's football, only 8 national teams have won the World Cup. 8. Only 6 people have won it more than once from that already exclusive list. Argentina is a member of that upper class. A country that influences, defines, and frequently determines World Cups in addition to competing in them. Argentina has consistently been there on football's largest stage, reaching finals throughout ages, generations, and tactical revolutions, from Maradona to Messi, from legends carved in grainy black and white to icons streaming in 4K. And Qatar 2022 gave that tale an additional glorious chapter, a final that seemed to be an attempt by the sport to defy the rules of drama. An unforgettable 3-3 tie with France, and a penalty shootout in which Divo Martinez became legendary. 3 World Cups are currently held by Argentina. Mario Kempes' merciless genius led the first on domestic soil in 1978. In what many people consider to be the greatest individual competition in football history, Diego Armando Maradona won the second in Mexico in 1986. Messi had been chasing the third in 2022 for a lifetime. However, the supremacy doesn't stop there. Only Brazil, Germany, and Italy, 3 of football's traditional superpowers, can match or surpass Argentina's 6 World Cup final appearances. Argentina has participated in 88 games in 18 World Cup competitions, winning 47, drawing 15, and losing just 26. Figures that highlight a basic reality. Argentina is one of the few countries in the world that truly understands World Cup football. They had a 2-1 halftime lead in their first final back in Euro in 1930. But the host rallied to win 4-2. Decades later, in 1978, Argentina triumphed in Buenos Aires after defeating the Netherlands 3-1 in extra time thanks to a valiant double from Kemp. They finished their masterpiece in 1986, defeating West Germany 3-2 in a game that concluded a Maradona-dominated tournament that handed football the hand of Godin, the most famous dribble ever captured on camera. The resentment of Italy '90 emerged 4 years later. Argentina was denied a historic title defense in a tight final decided by Andreas Brenn's penalty. History was repeated in Brazil in 2014. Another Germany, another final, another 1-0 loss. Guts's extra time finish will always be remembered. Culminated in a final that was so chaotic, dramatic, and epic that it seemed to have been created by literature itself, as well as for the picture of Messi staring at the trophy that slipped away. Messi's brace Dvu Martinez seals immortality in the shootout, while Mbappe's hat-trick shreds a 33 for the ages. The kind of draw that only the defending World Cup champions seemed to draw was something Argentina could not have wished for. The kind that instantly conveys both fate and preference in one sentence. With Algeria, Austria, and Jordan in Group J, Lionel Scaloni's team started 2026 with a route that appears, at least on paper, totally doable for a team of their caliber. There is just one president opposing Algeria. A very young Lionel Messi scored twice in a wild 4-3 friendly in 2007, where Gambeso and Tevez finished the task. There have been no formal gatherings, no World Cup history, and now this is the first ever match on the grandest stage. Austria has a similarly scant history, 2 games overall, including a 5-1 victory for Argentina, and Vienna in 1980. 1990 saw a 1-1 stalemate and plenty of space for the Argentinian. No World Cup encounters, no pivotal moments, and no wounds on either side. Jordan, nothing. No competitions, qualifying, or friendlies. A brand new experience that is just ready to unfold throughout the US, Canada, and Mexico. Argentina has 2 victories and 1 tie against their group opponents according to the world record. A modest sample, yet plenty to express the obvious. They are overwhelming favorites when they join this group, according to every metric. As if that weren't enough, Argentina now has an additional advantage according to FIFA's revised seeding regulations. They will avoid Spain, France, and England until at least the semifinals if they perform their duties. Argentina's first knockout test will be against Group H's runner-up. If they win Group J, they will play the runner-up of Group H, which consists of Spain, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, and Cape Verde, in their first knockout match. The most plausible possibility would be a vicious South American Clasico match against Euro, a rivalry that predates the World Cup. They split their 2 previous World Cup matches. In 1930, Uruguay prevailed 4-2. In 1986, Argentina prevailed 1-0. Additionally, Argentina has 92 victories over Uruguay's 59 with 46 ties in all tournaments. A rivalry based on history, steel, and wounds. The round of 16 allows recognizable faces to enter if they make it. Australia or Paraguay versus Egypt or Iran. Argentina is familiar with these rivals. Messi's 2014 victory over Iran at the last minute. Australia was defeated 2-1 for the 10th time in his ATHR 2022. Argentina has a lengthy history of supremacy over Paraguay, which it has defeated 52 times, and a clear triumph over Egypt in 2008. When the quarterfinals come around, Portugal's shadow is really noticeable. Not only may it be the final World Cup match between Messi and Cristiano, but Portugal now boasts one of the best midfields in the world thanks to Vitinha and Dual Nez. In the past, Argentina has outperformed Portugal with 5 victories, 1 draw, and 2 losses. With 22 goals and 11 assists for Leo, Messi leads the GOATs in their personal rivalry with 16 victories to Cristiano's 11. And the rout becomes volcanic if Argentina advances to the semifinals. England or Brazil? The 2021 Maracanã defeat continues to hurt Brazil. By the 4-1 humiliation in the epic match of England, a country whose World Cup history with Argentina is engraved in mythology, and by the Maracanã upset in the qualifiers. 3 English victories and 1 Argentine victory out of 5 games. And the most famous football moment ever documented is that one Argentine victory. Mexico in 1986. The history of Maradona is divided in two. This Argentina team's talent and trophies are not their real secrets. It is the unbreakable link that Lionel Scaloni and the players have created. A bond so strong that the national team's mindset has been totally transformed. He has created a culture that embraces togetherness, humility, and complete clarity of purpose in place of the chaos and emotional fragility that often plagued Argentina at important tournaments. Scaloni's ability to build a team around Messi without stifling its young talent, incorporating new generations that don't freeze under pressure, don't crumble under pressure, and view playing with Messi as motivation rather than intimidation, may be his greatest strength. Scaloni is by no means a rigorous tactician. He explores, changes, and adapts, but he consistently returns to configurations that provide Argentina stability, a potent back four, a midfield with transitions driven by Premier League caliber motors like Alexis McAllister and Enzo Fernandez, and brains rather than strength. Argentina has perfected two identities under Scaloni. One is faster, more vertical, and more collective, while the other is employed when Messi is at rest. Surprisingly, both versions continue to prevail. Nevertheless, the Messi factor continues to be the indispensable spark that no other country can even hope to duplicate, despite all systems and strategies. From his incredible 2006 World Cup debut in Germany, where he scored goals and dazzled Maradona, Messi declared himself to be a phenomenon that spans generations. East Rufford followed in 2012. On paper, it was friendly, but in practice, Messi's hat-trick tore Brazil to pieces. They are always retreating, he simply remarked afterward, as if he hadn't just put on one of the best individual performances the rivalry has ever witnessed. It's always beautiful to beat Brazil. However, his early World Cup experience was everything from easy. Messi had to wait 8 arduous years to enjoy another World Cup goal after scoring in 2006. The South African 2010 was a catastrophe, a competition where the pressure of expectations caused him and Medina to falter. The strain was oppressive by 2014. Messi, however, advanced brilliantly through the group stage. Another double against Nigeria and a late victory over Iran. Argentina's vital moments. Nevertheless, that World Cup ended in sadness and was the start of 3 consecutive losing finals that emotionally destroyed him. This culminated in the 2016 Copa America loss, where he tearfully announced his retirement. Argentina pleaded with him to remain. He was even referred to as a gift from God by the president. And Messi came back just in time to save the country from missing the 2018 World Cup. In one of the best qualification performances ever, he scored a hat-trick in Quito at altitude. Go, Messi. However, another collapse occurred in Russia in 2018. From a shattered dressing room under Jorge Sali, not for Messi. Instead of ending everything, the elimination against France reset everything. Destiny finally changed in 2021. Even though Messi didn't have his finest performance in the Copa America final, he led Argentina there with 9 goals during the competition. This is something that anyone can do. That man is the one. Messi sobbed as she fell on the grass after the whistle blew in the maraca. The curse was lifted. Then came the pinnacle of his mythology, Qatar 2022. Argentina had a 36-match winning streak going into the competition, but they were shockingly defeated by Saudi Arabia. Suddenly, Messi's final World Cup was in jeopardy, but he scored one of the most crucial goals of his career against Mexico while Argentina was frozen and desperate. A distant, low blow that gave a country its faith back. He wrote a masterpiece after that, another goal in the 1000th game against Australia. Molina's unachievable victory over the Netherlands, the famous Bobo moment. And the semi-final annihilation of Vardio, the world's best young defender. Then came Messi's double in the final, the best final ever played. His dominance during each knockout round, his leadership, and ultimately Montiel's penalty securing his immortality. Messi surpassed Pelé in total goal contributions and became the only player to win the World Cup Golden Ball twice. He also delivered the most complete World Cup of any person, exceeding even Maradona's 1986. It has been an absolute privilege to watch Messi for nearly 2 decades, remarked Gary Laker. A gift from the gods of football. Unbelievably, Messi is still producing at a high level today. With 35 goals and 21 assists, he was the best scorer in the World Cup qualifying round and the top assister in Major League Soccer, breaking records as the greatest creator in the history of the sport. Slipping and turning. Here's the actual story twist, though. Although Messi is Argentina's lifeblood, the team isn't depending entirely on him this time. Compared to previous Argentina teams, this one is deeper, younger, stronger, and far more complete. And the world will be shocked by what they bring into 2026. Every country was envious of Argentina's squad as they entered the 2026 World Cup. A team molded by experience, damaged by previous finals, bolstered by victory, and well aware of what it means to raise a trophy on the biggest stage. Scaloni is well aware of his desires. More significantly, he is certain of who he trusts. It's possible that many of these players aren't giving their clubs their best every week. Something changes the instant they put on that Argentina shirt. They grow tougher, hungrier, sharper, and nearly untouchable. Emiliano Martinez, who is currently 34 years old, is in goal. It was his last-minute comeback against France in the quarterfinal that kept Argentina alive. Matches are altered just by his presence. He continues to play at a high level for Aston Villa and serves as the team's emotional pillar and protector of its future. Noah Molina continues to be the perfect contemporary fullback on the right side. Tactically astute, defensively disciplined, and able to advance when necessary without compromising the framework Scaloni requires. Meanwhile, Christian Romero has emerged as Argentina's most formidable center defender. A monster in combat, calm in the build-up, and fearless in the air. He has established himself as one of South America's best defenders thanks to his Tottenham performances, and if his health holds up, he will be a starter. Beside him, Scaloni must make a difficult choice. Lisandro Martinez at his best or Nicolas Otamendi's experience. Otamendi has stayed in Europe specifically to keep the rhythm required for a World Cup run and to be competitive. And Scaloni greatly appreciates his leadership. Nicolas Tagliafico, on the left, is still among Argentina's most reliable fullbacks in recent memory. He combines maturity, placement, and dependability, qualities that are essential in knockout games. Enzo Fernandez continues to be the engine in midfield. Now a seasoned Premier League player with the vision, timing, and self-assurance to control crucial games, he is no longer the youngest player in the group. Alexis McAllister, who plays alongside him, strikes the ideal balance between attacking clarity and defensive assistance. Flourishing at Liverpool and developing long-range shooting, which has turned into a potent new weapon for Argentina. Then there is Rodrigo De Paul, who became one of Scaloni's undeniable supporters and a midfielder whose impact extends well beyond numbers. He is the team's heartbeat, protector, and unwavering presence. The present and the future are at odds up front. With Atletico de Madrid in Spain, Julian Alvarez has developed into a deadly number 9, hitting goals non-stop and displaying maturity well above his years. He is a proven winner going into this World Cup rather than a prospect. He will be challenged for the job by Lautaro Martinez. However, Julian is clearly in the lead right now. Next to them, 38-year-old Lionel Messi is getting ready for his farewell dance while holding the dream of winning the World Cup and Copa America twice in a row. Such a feat has never been attempted by a player. Up until today, no player has ever been able to do it. Thiago Almada, who many in Argentina consider to be their heir, rises behind Messi. Alongside Messi, he was one of the most important players of the qualifications. He was explosive, inventive, and unrelenting. Additionally, Almada led the national team with remarkable authority while Leo was away. He is now a true star ready for 2026 thanks to his influence at Madrid. Furthermore, Argentina's strength extends beyond its starters. Nicolas Pa, Juliano Simeone, and Franco Mastanto stand for a new golden generation that is rising from the bottom. Gifted, brave, and driven to make a name for themselves in history. In other words, Argentina has more than just a formidable team. They may have the best team at the 2026 World Cup. A winning squad supported by young players, motivated by experience, and led by a manager who understands how to triumph under duress. Every other country already knows the truth if they are sincere with themselves. The world champions are coming in much more formidable than they were in 2022. Like the video, subscribe to Kickster Facts, and turn on notifications for real football facts you won't hear anywhere else.